Hi, I'm Dave Bellini, and I'm in favor of it. I'm a 35-year state employee, 25 years about on the bargaining team for the state, and I work for the Department of Corrections. I'm in year 35 now. I know there's some people that are perhaps not in favor of this, but I can tell you from being on the bargaining team for so long that it does cost money to get you folks better wages, a step plan. We fight for your retirement, and we fight for your health care. I don't think you're going to see anybody come to this table saying, oh, we reject that. Please. A lot of our bargaining time is spent protecting the benefits that we all share in. There's also been some rumors or some things that I've heard that there was a group of people back in the 90s, there was an agreement that said that people wouldn't have to pay a fee in perpetuity. I got something off the one of our old contracts when it went into effect. I don't think it says that. It just says that we were going to start collecting a fee. That was the best we could do at the time. We got your back essentially for wages and health care. And like I say, if you like the health plan, that's what I spend about 90% of my time trying to make sure that everybody has that health plan that you like. And I don't think there's any move. I don't think you're going to hear people say, oh no, take us out. We want to go on our own. So it's only fair that they help foot the cost for that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Leslie Matthews. I live in Northfield, and I've been working for the Agency of Natural Resources for about 7 years as a full-time employee. Well, of course, it's not always perfect. Overall, the collective bargaining process has resulted in fair wages, better working conditions, and benefits like good health insurance options for all full-time state employees. I also believe that collective bargaining has not only improved state jobs for state workers, but also has improved the quality of state services by attracting good people and keeping them for the long haul as they gain valuable experience. Some people have suggested that this issue, the issue of creating a fair policy around paying for the services that are received within our collective bargaining agreement, should be a subject of bargaining. I disagree with that. I think fair share is an issue of principle. It's about asking my colleagues who are receiving the same benefits that I do to help cover the cost of those benefits. I don't believe I should have to bargain with the state and give up benefits like health care or working conditions for myself just to win the right not to carry the load of my non-paying coworkers.
Good evening. My name is Bob Stone. I'm a state employee, and I've been working as a state fire marshal for the past 7 years. The collective bargaining process has been, as a result in wage increases, great working conditions, and good benefits like health care. I'm happy to pay those costs associated with those having those benefits. Negotiating the collective bargaining agreement is a give and take with the state. From my perspective, it's been a very beneficial process that has improved state jobs and the quality of state services. Some have suggested the issue of creating a fair policy should be bargained. Fair share is an issue of principle. It's about asking my colleagues who receive the same benefits as me to cover the cost of those benefits. I should not have to bargain with the state and give up benefits like health care or working conditions to win that right not to carry the load of my non-paying coworkers. I ask you to please support me and my colleagues to pass S14, and I'd also like to thank all the union members here tonight in support of S14. Thank you.
My name is Tracy Harrington. I live in South Burlington. I've been a state employee since 2005. This bill only ensures everyone contributes toward the contracts that they benefit from. VSEA has gained sick leave, annual leave, health care benefits, job security, tuition reimbursement, child care reimbursements, etc., on behalf of all state employees. It doesn't matter whether you are a full member when I'm bargaining a contract on your behalf. If it hadn't been for the VSEA, the 3% cut that we took a couple years back would have been a 7% permanent pay cut. Permanent. Also, I believe by this point, we would be paying 50% toward our health care premiums at this point. This issue is not about unionization. Again, it is not about political affiliation. It is about fairly contributing toward a process that everyone benefits from.
I'm Jeff Briggs, the VSEA Legislative Chair and Second Vice President. The one thing that you need to know is this bill is about equity, plain and simple. When people come to work for the state of Vermont, one of the big reasons they come to this job is for the wages, the benefits, the working conditions that this job brings to them. And the reason state employees have the wages and the benefits and the working conditions that they do is because the vast bulk of state employees have decided to get together and act collectively to negotiate those benefits, those wages, those working conditions. And that costs money. And you know, what this really boils down to is simple equity. There's only two things that are fair in this process. You know, the one thing that would be fair is that you contribute to the process of negotiating for your benefits and your wages and your health and your working conditions. Or if you don't want to contribute, that you don't receive those benefits and those wages and those working conditions. But so we're left with one thing that's really fair, and that is that everybody contributes something to this process. And we're not asking people to join the union, we're asking them to contribute. And they've had 15 years, some of them a lot more than that, of receiving the benefits that all the rest of us have worked hard and paid a lot of money to get for them. It's time for you to close that loophole. I urge you to support this bill.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Kynock. I'm an 18-year state employee. I work for the Defender General's office. I think that for the last 15 years, these folks have had the benefit of not paying anything for their representation and their benefits. And I think it's time that they step up and pay their fair share. It's 15 years later, times are different. We've been through some tough times, state employees, over the last few years. Every time there's an administration change, we look at other options. That things change every time we have a new contract. We all work very hard to try to protect all our employees, and I think it's time they really pay their fair share. And I hope that you support this bill.
My name is Julie McDonald. I live in Georgia, Vermont. I am a state employee, and I've been working as an administrative services technician for 5 years for the Department of Vermont Health Access. As a state employee, I benefit from a collective bargaining agreement. I've received pay increases, and I've also been subject to the pay decreases, which, if we didn't have our union and we didn't have the bargaining, would have been permanent decreases. So I am more than happy to support this Fair Share Act. I also receive health care, retirement, positive changes to my work environment, and job security. I would not have these benefits without the collective bargaining agreement that my union negotiates and enforces. I am proud to pay dues to my union to maintain these benefits, and I think it is unfair that my coworkers receive the same benefits without paying their fair share. No one should be forced to join a union, but it is reasonable and fair to expect people to cover the costs associated with benefits they receive. Please support a fair policy for me and my colleagues and pass S14.
Hello, my name is Cara Haynes, but that's okay. Excuse me. I'm a state employee, and I've been working as a child abuse and neglect social worker for the Department for Children and Families for nearly 6 years. The collective bargaining agreement has provided me and all of my coworkers with job security and benefits that I rely on. My union, the VSEA, is a member organization made up of employees covered by a collective bargaining agreement. As such, VSEA is accountable to its members. Membership status and fee payer status dictated by labor law is based on an employee who benefits from the collective bargaining process. Greater accountability only comes from increased involvement and membership from those employees covered by the collective bargaining agreement. The Fair Share Bill would change current labor law in a way that holds our union more accountable. It will allow for involvement from all my coworkers covered by the CBA, which means the VSEA is more accountable to more state employees, be they full members or fee payers contributing their fair share.